Hi, Michael.
Hello.
Joined today from Michael from Datera. I'd like to talk to you about, obviously, Datera, but more specifically, media types. So we get asked a lot about different media types that are supported on the Datera stack. Are we still talking about spindles, or are we talking about SSD? Can you tell me a bit about it and how it works?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great question, and I have to take a bit broader angle on that one.
Okay.
Media type is one part, and it's all related to applications usually.
Absolutely.
And our approach is taking the application as the main entry point. We let the customer define on an application level his needs in policies, for example. And these needs can be related to data placement, and I will come back to that. Can be related to performance requirements, security issues, all these kind of things can be defined.
Yeah.
And then we allow a customer very easy to deploy storage for his applications defined on these policies.
Okay.
Let's think about what do we have as a consume part. Usually we talk about bare metal.
Yeah.
This is something we see still in the field. Mostly we see something about virtual environment.
Absolutely.
That's the main part we have at the moment. And what's rising up at the moment is thinking about containers. That's something we see more and more. That's something in the part where we have to deliver an automation.
Yeah.
And then the policy and template base will help here dramatically.
So we're spending more of our time at Spectrami talking about DevOps, containers, Kubernetes.
Right. Absolutely.
It's certainly something that's catching on. I certainly predict we're going to be talking more and more about that over the next couple of years.
Absolutely, and we see a rise here. That was a starting point for the compute part.
Yep.
Now we think about the whole stack to virtualize or to automate, and our integration into Kubernetes, for example, into Docker is very deep and allows very easy deployment, for example.
Perfect.
Now thinking about from that stack on the storage part, what we deliver is standard protocols. We said we focus on standard protocols to make it easy.
So iSCSI, nothing proprietary.
iSCSI, no host side footprint,
Okay.
to keep it easy. That means on the protocol side, we have iSCSI, we have S3,
Okay, yep.
which is a standard today as well. And that's our outside vault connection. And on the storage media, we have different types to allow the flexibility. And we allow a mix and match depending on the application side. For example, let's start with the normal spinning devices because that's the starting point always. Very good price point comparing to price capacity point. Then we have, of course, the flash media. And flash can be normal SATA, for example, or NVMe,
Okay, yep.
which is supported. And then we have the low latency part, which is Optane, for example, Intel Optane or Samsung CSSD,
Okay.
which can be set up in a node base.
So with Datera, we could say let's use the traditional spindles for lower performance but low cost backup requirements.
Absolutely.
But then we could take across to Intel Optane and use the high performance for databases that are getting rapid hits and need to come back with the returns on queries instantly.
Right.
Perfect.
The interesting part here is that you can move the workloads as needed between all the tiers.
Okay, so
Transparent for the application.
My question, I guess, was what would happen if my requirement changed and I needed to move from perhaps a traditional spindle into high performance?
Right. That's something you can do on a policy base. Change the policy. The system will take care about the movement of the data to the right tier, what you have specified, and you immediately benefit from that change.
So my data user who's sat up here somewhere using these resources don't necessarily notice that the data is being migrated from one media type to the other.
Right.
Awesome.
He will notice because of better performance in
Sure.
that case.
He only notices, but in a good way.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's the way we are dealing with the media types. We are really media agnostic. That means if something will change later on in the future, we can easily integrate these kind of new media types into our solution as well. We have done that with the Optane solution. We were pretty fast on the market, and that's something the customer can benefit over the time as well. Looking into the future, he don't has to stay on HDD or flash. That's something he can specify on the fly and very flexible.
Perfect. And I guess the other thing is on the topic of being agnostic. Is there a particular platform that you work with? Is there a hardware requirement or a server manufacturer that you support?
That's also a very good point, because we always declare flexibility, and we want to have that flexibility on the vendor side as well.
Yep.
That means we support the major vendors, as you maybe HP, maybe Dell, Fujitsu. We increase our HCL, the compatibility list, with more and more vendors.
Yep.
We want to be a platform which allows a customer to choose what the best is for him. And we allow even a mix and match regarding generations of hardware or vendors.
Perfect. So if, for example, the customer's on a Fujitsu platform today, maybe they want to move across to a Dell platform in the future, then you offer that flexibility.
Right. We allow to have both vendors in one system, in one solution, and allow an easy migration of the data. Thinking about new technologies, for example, taking old technology out of the service, that's something we offer to a customer, to have that flexibility and an always-on solution.
That's brilliant. Well, Michael, I can't see any reason why customers wouldn't look at Datera.
Same for me, by the way.
If you want to know any more information about Datera, please contact us at spectrami.com. Thanks for your time, Michael.
Thanks a lot.